Hello, I'm Otto, and welcome to episode 19 of my Factorio Space Age Guide. So, in the last episode, we set up some uh, oil refineries to process the oil into petroleum gas, and we're going to need to set up some storage for that. Um, and I guess it's time for me to eat my words. So, if you enjoy my content, you know what to do. So, in this episode, we are going to be making some plastic. And there's a few things that we need to do first. So I don't often go through and like look at some of the issues, but you know what? I've mentioned me making this mistake many times. So we are going to limit this. I was looking through and I was like, no, I didn't set this up. And then I went through and checked some of these other ones, and this is the only other one. The substations. So let's set substations to. We're gonna set those to 100. And again, like usually whenever I record like a lot at a time before I ever even think about going and checking them. And I just happened to check the last episode, and you guys are probably like yelling at me in the comments, you didn't do this. As I was setting up the pump jacks, I noticed that I completely missed a connection. So, whack. So these two down here are not connected to anything, which is perfect. All right. Normally I, hover over the pipes and make sure everything is connected. Everything is now connected. So there's a few things that we're going to need for oil. Sorry, not oil, plastic. We're going to need to get some chemical plants. Once we get back up to the base without destroying the base or the car. I know, that's not even possible in my world. Woo, that was close. So we're gonna need we need some more belts. I do not have room. Let me get rid of some of this junk. Hey, new junk box. I can clean a lot of this up later. Sure, that's good enough. So we're gonna need some belts. I'm gonna need some more undergrounds. We're gonna need some underground pipes as well. I think, yeah, I'm a little short on underground pipes. Those are over here. We're gonna need some storage tanks. I'm just gonna grab 10, put the rest back. I don't know why the stack's to 50. Like, that is just completely unnecessary. We're gonna take all 30 of these. Is there anything else? Do I have pumps? I have pumps. All right. So what do we need for plastic? So plastic is made in the chemical plant, which I need to put on my bars. We are going to set up our parameters. This is not where we're setting up our parameters. Oh, and the rocks. I don't think we need this much space, but... so anyways, we need some chemical plants. And... the chemical plants... So... Plastic needs coal, and plastic needs water. So the... plastic recipe needs... I think it's 1 coal per second. We will check that now. So if you look in the bottom right hand corner, so we need 1 coal per second, 20 petroleum gas per second, and it produces 2 per second. So that means that we need 15. If this was 100% optimized, we need 15 chemical plants for a full belt of plastic, and 1 coal belt, 1 full coal belt would supply 2 lanes of plastic. So we're going to set up for kind of 2. Like, this isn't 100% optimized. That's okay. Whoops. So we're going to set up for 7. we are going to have... I'm not going to ghost any more of these in. So this needs to go... Well, I should have been ghosting it in, obviously. Let's just move this back one. Let's get... Okay, so I'm going to have 2 belts of coal coming in. So let's get these lined up so that we know that we have enough room. That is plenty of room. There? Yes, okay. So we're just going to group these up in pairs. I think that, like, the last one is probably fine. Like this. I want to make sure that so we're leaving enough room for a belt to come in from the coal line here. And then we need room for the inserters. I guess ideally... I guess it doesn't really matter. In the middle is probably fine. Let's just say that that's probably fine. So then our power poles will look something like that. Okay, that is good enough for me. These will be undergrounded. Oof. Wait, water. Oh, no. Okay, so I need to relocate the water. That is fine. That's not a big deal. It's probably better that... Probably better that we had it coming back over here anyways. So let's just move this. Light detour in our plans. That's all right. Oh, we might need another pipe too. If we needed a pipe, let's do it here. Where'd you go? Okay, that'll work. Even if we extend this, I don't think that we're going past this point anyways. Yeah, so that's fine. So we will just line it up with this one here. No! Alright, that's fine. It's not the last funky thing we're gonna have to do in this episode, that's for sure. Okay, so you know what? I'm fine with petroleum gas coming behind stuff. Oh, hopefully that does not mess us up anywhere. Where did my roboports disappeared? That was probably from the water. Anyways, where were we? Okay, so this is 7 on this side, and then we're gonna have an export. We're gonna have an output. No, that is... Ooh. Rookie mistakes. So this is incoming coal. And can I line these up in a way that the power poles... Alright, if I line them up with the pipes, that should be fine. And this will be the output for the plastic. Each of these lines, so we're going to have 2 lines coming out. And they will be producing... Let's do the split after. Maybe input priority right, so that these have priority over anything coming out, so that whatever is split up here gets forced onto the right side. Anyways. What was I saying? So this build is going to be just shy of enough to fill one belt, and we're gonna V for vertical flip. Have these line up like that. Oh my gosh, and these wires. What is actually going on? In a lot of cases, you would probably try to like perfectly optimize these. You know what? We're just here to have fun. So we are not too concerned about what's incoming and what's outgoing. And to be honest, like we're not going to end up using this much plastic anyway, so we have plenty of time to get extra or come on. And the nice thing about doing the builds this way is they are quite extendable. Like it is very easy to just add on this build. For example, we are going to be doubling this up. I just shift click that in. Thankfully, we missed the robo port. And then this is going to come out here. This is not going to be full reach. Let's just aim for somewhere in the middle. And then here we can just go before. Oof. Just made it. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be producing enough for like 2 full belts. We will not be consuming 2 full belts for a while. But you know what? Part of what I like to do is we like to prepare for future success, right? So we're not just making what we need or will need. We're making what we will ultimately need in a lot of cases. I don't... this is going to be underground. It's that one. Yeah, so we won't even really consume all of this until we get to low density structures. But that's all right. So we're also gonna have to do some really funky stuff because we do not have enough coal for this. Not even close. So once I get these all placed, whoops. Once I get all of these placed, we will talk about what we are going to be doing with coal. Oh, please don't mess up my wiring. And then this is going to need something back here. I love it when the power poles line up. It's just a great feeling. Alright, I think I missed some inserters. Yep. Okay, is that everything? If that's not everything, so one trick is to kind of look at your map view, and anything that's pink is the ghosted item. So if we missed an item, we would see a little pink dot on the map, or on the map, the remote view. So this is going to full extent, nice, and that means this one will be here. Oh, it's great when a plan comes together. Alright, so let's not mess this up. If you scroll over, you can kind of see all of them, all of the dotted lines coming together. So this will need to be petroleum gas. And I could just send the petroleum gas over here from here, but I don't know for sure, but we're going to have a way to have the three different uh, fluids over here kind of be dealt with on the bottom, and then the chemical plant. This is for the future after blue science, when we get to advanced oil processing. We'll probably have to do storage type stuff on the bottom and some weird logistical stuff to get in uh, as many chemical plants as we can in this section. And just because there's three sections of lines here, or three sections of undergrounds coming out, doesn't mean we're only going to have three sections of chemical plants. And I'm not sure how I'm going to line this up to make it like nice and expandable, but yeah, we'll figure it out when we get there. Okay, so coal. So we're going to have some funny things with coal. I've got a little baby patch. This is like nothing. So I'm not even concerned about this one. But our main source of coal right now is this tiny patch up here. So I'm going to end up branching off of this one as well. And I will probably just grab a couple from here, not merge them onto this belt, but bring in a second line down from up here. There's probably not enough miners here to support a second line. There might not even be enough to support a single line, but that's okay. In the future, worst case scenario, if we start running out of coal, I suppose I can probably tap this one or this one. This one is a much larger patch. I was really hoping that I would be able to hold off until we got to trains, because I'm thinking that I might need to touch on trains a little bit earlier. And now that I'm, let's say, speeding through some of the more boring aspects, I'm probably going to be more okay with doing trains earlier, because I can just run through and place them myself and just have that like a speed run through that. Whereas before I wasn't sure if I would be able to speed through, so I kind of waited until we had bots before I started doing train stuff. Anyways, so that's what I'm going to do. And then, you know what, and not only that, but because we have this coal and this coal is feeding our smelters, another change that I'm going to make, not in this episode, but in a future episode, is I'm actually going to tap this crude oil patch up here. And I'm not going to follow the city block design that I've been using. I'm not going to use what we're going to have coming in here to deal with this problem. I could, but I'm not going to. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up probably... I got to do this in a way that doesn't interfere with future builds or extension of some of these builds, but I'm going to probably bring some oil down and then process that into petroleum gas and convert the petroleum gas into solid fuel. And instead of having coal supply these smelters, I will have solid fuel support these smelters, and that way that gives the coal the ability to come down and supply our plastic. Did I not? Let's add some tags. So I've got plastic. We need sulfur. This is going here. Sulfuric acid is, let's say back there somewhere. Red circuits will be something like that. And I guess since we're making the tags, we can maybe discuss a little bit about what's going to happen in the future or near future. Rip this copper ore, but I'm not too concerned about it, because we have enough nearby that I'm not, like, it's not a big deal. But my general reasoning for kind of how we're doing things, and I know I said everything was going to be on the top lane, which I probably would have preferred. But then as I was thinking about it, I was like, you know what, like, there's kind of some things that you need like pooled together. It's a lot better if you have your mall closer to your what should we call it? The rocket silos. So I'm probably going to have the rocket silos somewhere down here in this area. We will also be using little dedicated sections, probably over here or over here. Dedicated sections purely for supplying our rocket silos with the materials that they need. We will get to that point. I will explain it all once we're starting to deal with the rocket silos. And that way, bots supplying our rocket silos and our space stations with items don't have that far to travel. And to go along with that, I'm going to have a section probably over here purely dedicated to incoming things from other planets. Research and the research production will probably be over here. And that goes for all of them. So any sciences that we will be making on Novice will be down this way. At least that's kind of my general rough plan. I don't have it fully planned out, but you know what? That's part of the fun. Okay, so I am going to speed this up. I'm going to get some coal branched off from the starter base and from this dinky patch up here, and I'll probably maybe I'll just lane swap. So I'll have a second lane coming like up through here so that I can have the two coming down this way and then not get in the way of the roboports. But I'm going to do that real quick. I'm going to branch off some coal here. I'm going to branch off an extra branch of coal and come down this way. Connect it to the bus, which are these two lines here. And then bring it up to our plastic. Oh, and I got to connect the... you know what? I'll wait for the petroleum gas because we will do that after I run through this. Okay, so I'm going to speed it up real quick, and I will be back shortly. Okay, so we're back. So where did we have petroleum gas coming out? And yeah, there's only 29 miners up here. You need 30 miners to fill a full yellow belt. So yeah, there's nowhere near enough coal, but that's all right. It'll continue to back up. It's not overly necessary, and definitely not enough to fill all of this, but we won't be consuming this much anyways, not initially anyways, so it's, it's not a big deal. So let's get some storage for our petroleum gas. We need a pump. So we don't need a pump per se, but it's nice whenever it comes to, I guess, fluid storage, because you can control the amount that goes in and out using parameters on the pump, or not parameters, but using circuit network on the pumps. I do not know how I want these facing, but that will likely be... Oh, really? Just didn't make it. Oh, there we go. Got it. All right, so let's get this down to the petroleum gas line. Now, I know that, like, you could just as easily have taken this over to here, which is what we will end up doing with the water. In this case, we're just going to take the water from here to here, but it's different whenever you're going from one city block to the adjacent city block. It's completely different when you're skipping city blocks. And we're going to have chemical plants here, but we want the out... I think I mentioned this earlier in this recording. Maybe not. We want all of the output of these fluids to be going in one direction, just so we can control what's happening with them. So what are we... This should be going just fine. It is. No deficiencies. Oil is looking good. Wait a minute. Aha, I see. There we go. That's better. Oh, look at the... Oh, it just all like exploded. Yeah, we're not coming anywhere near consuming all of this initially. And where did my plastic go? Did I move the plastic all the way down to the bottom? Oh boy. The other line. Okay, so the first one will go there, and the second one will go there. Yay, we have plastic. So I like to keep the belts up as reference points, but we basically do not need any of this belt prior to this, and the same goes for all of these. But like I said, I want the reference points in case I do something over here. I still want things to line up. So for now, we're just going to leave this like this. We are also going to be branching. Do I want to show that now? We will eventually branch the plastic back this way. If we're going to have the components for the rockets being made back here, then several of them will need to go backwards or be taken off. I don't know exactly how this is all going to line up yet. I'm going to fiddle with some things in a couple of episodes off camera. Maybe slap an editor mode in this world and just not save it. I don't like using editor mode within the world that I'm playing, just in case for some reason I accidentally save it and then that kind of like, it kind of ruins it for me. You know, like when you start using cheats, the game just becomes unfun. But as long as I'm not cheating within the save file, I'm perfectly fine with it. So yeah, so we have expansion possibilities set up, because we could always just, you know, add on if we need. And each of these lines is only consuming 7 copper, or so. Wow, copper. Oh my gosh, it is so funny watching whenever I go through and edit these videos, like how many times I literally just mention the wrong thing. Yes, the copper, or hey, the iron sticks over here. Where is it? The iron sticks need copper plates. Yes, and then immediately after, I'm like, so we have iron coming in over here. So it is, oh man, it's so funny just watching the... I'm like, if you're yelling at me through your cam or through your screen, I promise you, whenever I'm editing, I'm yelling at myself through my screen as well. It's really funny to go through and see, like, okay, what was I actually thinking? Like, because it's usually so long in between whenever I record a video and whenever I edit it. Anyways, that is going to be it for this episode. I will see you in the next episode. We are going to be doing in the next episode we're going to do plastic. In the next episode we are going to be doing sulfur and sulfuric acid. Okay, that's it for me for this episode. I will see you in the next episode, and thanks for watching.